Hello friends, welcome back to Too Many Minis. My name's Ossie and there's a whole load of new reveals from the Las Vegas Open and I thought we'd have a look at them. First off, they showed off the new Soulblight Gravelord stuff and it's like a kind of sub-faction, or it's really updating the sort of skeleton horde element of the Soulblight Gravelords. The fantastic new White King with a few options for that model. Phenomenal stuff. Barrow Guard. Again, these are like, taking the more ornate elite troops that we had before, which were very Warhammer Fantasy Battle looking, and bringing them in line with the Death Rattle skeletons that we've had since Cursed City. And I think they've just perfect. They look fantastic. Couldn't be better. The Barrow Knights are a fantastic updating of the classic, skeleton knights mounted armored skeletons. The ones with the less dynamically posed horses are just my favorite. I love them. Oh, look at that, one with the big horn with his horse's neck all stretched out. They're perfect. They couldn't be better. Then going back to the more of the vampire side of the Soulblight, they've got Prince Vordry, an incredible new zombie dragon. And it looks like it's got an alternate build as just a zombie dragon. A generic vampire lord on a horse is incredible. And look at the base with the skeletons crawling up out of the ground. I honestly think this range and the whole Soulblight range really is perfect. We've said it lots recently, but the AOS model range, it's just they're hitting 100% on the new stuff coming out. It's something else. They threw in a little roadmap at the end with the Auric stuff, Gloomspite, Soulblight Gravelords, and a Path to Glory book coming out. And then they're saying coming next, Idoneth Deepkin and Nighthaunt. And on the horizon, what looks like Caradron Ogres, and I don't even know. Somebody will put that in comments. From the Black Library for 40k, they showed off Minka Lesk and her gang, Hell's Last, a veteran command. These models are insane. Look at this kind of shambling commissar type, and then the banner bearer with the Pope hat. They're amazing. Those two are just brilliant. And that's kind of a must get just for those two. And they also unveiled Melan Witchblade from a book series they're doing for AOS. So that's nice if you like that sort of thing. For the old world, they're showing off the High Elves next. They've got a High Elf battalion, which looks very old school. Book and more nice decals. We've got a new Lord of Trace with big lion shoulder. And a Sentinel, Ishaya Vest, Sentinel of the Silent Isle. Very dynamic. Yyan Rangers, an update of the Island of Blood cavalry, but they look very faithful. Do you know what I mean? They're new models, but they look very much Warhammer's fantasy battle models. And they're bringing back a low, so they're getting a little bit more in new plastic. Well, they're getting some troops, which not all of them have got so far. Returning plastic kits. I love these. Whatever you call them, the Frostheart Phoenix and the Flamespire Phoenix models they did towards the end of Fantasy Battles. Lots of stuff coming back in plastic, because that range was pretty plastic by the end anyway, and some of those have been very sought after, hard to get second hand. So it's a big old plastic range. Then only a little bit of metal, including this incredible Handmaiden of the Everqueen model, which I don't think I've seen before. Must have missed that one, but it looks great. I don't think they have any Forge World models to come back, so it's pretty straightforward release, that one. For Necromunda, they're kind of fleshing out the Ash Waste Nomads faction, which are great. These new models look fantastic. The Shadar Hunters, and then you get some more weird bugs living in the Ash Wastes, and an upgrade kit for the Nomads with some lovely stuff. I said it when they first launched them, but I think they're another fantastic range. Like, they're really well realised. They're really differentiated from other factions. I mean, I guess they look a bit like some Nurgle models, but basically they're really their own thing. The thing I like the most is the Thatos pattern Fortified Hub Module. Now, I've got a lot of the Hab modules, the kind of, what they call them, Hab units that they did for the Ash Wastes, and I want to make a nice table with them. But this is like the fortified version, covered in guns and little defensive emplacements. That's fantastic. I think I'll be getting one of them. Mechanicum get a big Thanatar Calyx Siege Automata. That's just a plasticification of a Forge World kit. It's nice, I like it. But yeah, it's not of much super interest to me. But it's definitely better to have it in plastic than resin. Unbelievably, they're already round to the Beastmen, getting around to the Beastmen for the old world, which were taken out of AOS and moved to the old world. That means they've got through all the, was it 9 factions? They've really kind of buzzed through them. I think there's Wood Elves still to come. But they showed off a new character, Crowlmore, the Prophet of Ruin. Fantastic model, and a bit different for a Beastmen model. He's a bit kind of, he's not all action. He's like kind of crumpled, twisted shaman. Show off a little sort of roadmap for the old world, saying that, High Elf realms are next, then Beastmen, which they've shown one model here, and then Wood Elf is the last of them, and then they've got a little space alongside them, so something else returning. It'd be interesting to see. I guess with this new Soulblight skeleton range, you can imagine vampire counts filling that spot, with most of their kits now out of AOS. They showed off the Nurgle Lord of Poxes model, which had already leaked online, so they sent one out in the wrong box. And then they showed for 40k that what we know is Eldar, Astra Militarum, and Empress Children are the next ones. Astra Militarum has already got its launch box out. Eldar will be next, and then Empress Children. Then they're saying coming next, World Eaters, Death Guard, and Thousand Suns. Not sure how much new stuff those will get. Probably most for World Eaters. I just think Death Guard will just be getting that one model. Possibly similar for Thousand Suns. And then they put on the horizon, which looks like Black Templars, Space Wolves, Chaos Knights. And then top right is the Salamanders. That's very interesting to me with my Salamanders army. I'm really pleased about that. Anything would be great for Salamanders. I think it looks like a Gravis armoured model. It could be a new Vulcan Hestan, kind of as an aggressor. That would make sense with flamers and stuff, or something like that. Could even have the return of Vulcan himself. That would be awesome. But yeah, anything new for Salamanders would be great. And then last, and I think probably for me least, the Emperor's Children range reveal. Now, they showed off Fulgrim on Christmas Day, and I love the old Emperor's Children. I love the Horus Heresy Emperor's Children. I love the purple and gold and white scheme. I don't really like the pink Noise Marines of the 40k version. And I knew this was coming, and I wasn't sure, am I going to be into this? Am I going to not be into this? Am I going to want to change my 40k chaos plans from a kind of Slanesh warband that I've created into proper Emperor's Children when this comes out? And the answer is probably no. Like, I didn't like that Fulgrim as much as the 30k Fulgrim. Lucius doesn't do it for me. That's not my bag. Although it's obviously a very high quality upgrade of the old Lucius model. And if you like the aesthetics, you're going to like it, I think. You know what I mean? If you like the aesthetics of 40k Emperor's Children so far, you're going to like it. And they showed off these kind of Lords Exultant. They're kind of, I don't know, high-ranking, powerful. They're not really Terminators, but they're elite Emperor's Children Legionaries. Do I like them? They're a bit too much for me, a bit too ornate and greed for me. If I painted them in purple, I'd like them more, I'm sure. I like that they've got a lot of Slanesh symbolism on them and not just Emperor's Children stuff. That's good. The Noise Marines, there's a Lord's Cacophonist, and then some Noise Marines. The Noise Marines have never really done it for me. And again, these are a huge upgrade on what you've had before. But I think they're still not for me. I like the kind of sleekness of the Heresy era Emperor's Children, and this version of it, of Emperor's Children, just, I don't know, it doesn't quite do it for me. I think these are amazing, and I think people are going to go mad for these. Like, if you wanted this is perfect. You're going to be crazy on these. I thought I probably wouldn't be into it, and that is kind of the case. I think these sort of regular guys, they're called Infractors and Tormentors. So that Infractors are sort of assault marines, really, with pistol and hand weapon. And I like these more. And then the version Tormentors, just regular bolt gun kind of guys. These I can imagine getting some of to mix into my Legionaries, but keeping it my own brand of Slaanesh rather than Emperor's Children. So I probably will get some of these Tormentors and mix them in. In a way, I'm relieved. I'm not starting a new army or, you know, having to massively change what I've already got. But it's not quite the proud, vain, you know, hypersexed Slaanesh Marines that I would go for. It's more the sort of mutilated Noise Marines vibe that is not quite my thing. So I'm probably safe there. I'm sure I want the new decal sheet. That looks excellent. But I think I'll probably be continuing to run regular Chaos Space Marines with a Cult, and maybe borrow a bit from some of these miniatures, and that'll do it for me. So a genuinely impressive morning of releases from Las Vegas. There's more than I thought we'd get, and I like the Soulblight stuff way more than I thought I would. There's quite a few things in there that I'm going to want. Probably Minka Lesk's Retinue, top of the list. But some fantastic models for lots of factions there. So let me know what you think in the comments. Is this a good start to 2025 for the old Games Workshop? See you in the comments. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time. Bye.